Hey everyone, this is Anthony Finch from Finch Computer Repair, and today I have a Dell Optiplex 270 desktop PC. I acquired this PC from a company in my old hometown in North Carolina that are upgrading their systems. I acquired this PC for $10, and luckily enough it is a really nice system, and the only thing that was missing was the hard drive due to them not wanting anybody to have any of the data for the company. But this computer comes with a DVD Rom drive, a floppy drive, two USB 2.0 in the front under the flap right here. There's two USB 2.0s right here and a microphone jack. It also comes with a Pentium 4 at 2.6 GHz, 800 MHz front side bus at the 478 pin package. It has 2 gigs of DDR RAM at 400 MHz, and it's also the clamshell type of PC. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up the clamshell after cutting the camera off, and then we'll come back. Alright, now we have the clamshell open. As you can see on the top left hand side, you can see Dell's normal power supply that normally came in these clamshell computers. They were very small and were only typically rated between 2 and 400 watts. As you can see, right under the power supply there's a green hood type thing covering a heatsink for the CPU. You can turn that up, so if you needed to get to the fan that was located right here, you can see me spinning it, or the heatsink to clean dust out of. You can tip that back down. You can also see this motherboard has spots for 4 sticks of RAM. You can see 2 are populated right here by the white clicks, and there are 2 more with black clicks right next to each one. But this computer only has 2 gigs of RAM. Also, you can see an AGP 8X slot and 4 PCI slots. As you can also see here, this board has 2 right-angled SATA 1 slots that I have a SATA 120 GB hard drive, no, actually 250 GB plugged into. There was an IDE drive in here, but since I bought this computer from a company, they removed the hard drive, so I had to put one of my own in. It also has a floppy drive and a DVD ROM drive in here as well, as you can see by the cluster of cables. This power supply also has a really weird connector that I cannot figure out what it is. It looks like a PCI Express 6 pin, but it's not. If anybody knows what this actual assortment of power is, please leave it in the comments below and tell me. I would really like to know. The connector on here is labeled P4, which may mean it was used for a higher Pentium 4 processor, or maybe this was a power supply that was used for another computer later on in Dell's line. Pretty much you can see that the inside is pretty clean. You can see there's some more rails for hard drives and CD or DVD ROM drives. I did clean this computer up, but it was in the ceramic section of the business I bought it from. So it wasn't really that dirty, just had some mild dust in and a lot of dust bunnies in the front where air came in. But it wasn't really that dirty on the inside, and the processor actually had a really good thermal compound on it, and it never really got really hot after stress testing it for over an hour. But I did replace the thermal paste on it just to make sure. That's pretty much all I can tell you about this computer. If you really want to see, it does have one bulging capacitor right next to the 4 pin, which is right here. But it's not that bad and it doesn't cause any issues. But I'm hoping to be able to change it out one day. You can also see there's a heat sink, which I believe pulls heat off of the VRMs that may be down there, or off of the capacitors just to add extra cooling for those components. But this has been my video on the Dell Optiplex GX270, and I hope you all enjoyed. Alright, I accidentally forgot to show you guys the back panel, but here it is. Hopefully you guys can see it. As you can see, it has 3-channel audio, mic in, headphone out, line out, gigabit Ethernet supplied by Intel, 6 USB 2.0 connectors, 2 PS2 for mouse and keyboard, and you can also see VGA, serial, and parallel port. You can see the exhaust vent for the fan that pulls air over the CPU, the exhaust vent for the power supply, and you can see we have 5 total expansion bays, 1 for AGP video cards and 4 for the PCI slots. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe.